Yo, welcome back to the reality guys. Brett Larkin here to cover one of my favorite shows, Big Brother. We haven't done an episode on YouTube since the premiere about a week or so ago. So since this is kind of my realm as a BB super fan, I'm going to be spearheading the content. You can go check that out here on YouTube. We're going to drop at least an episode every week, maybe multi per week. Definitely going to be doing some TikTok content. I actually already have 3 TikToks on the reality guys right now, one of which is already going viral, about to hit 1 million views. So please go check that out and make sure to smash the like button for me here on YouTube. But yeah, our last episode we talked about was the premiere. So now what I'm going to do is go over everything that kind of went down in week 1 leading up to this most recent Sunday night where our second HOH, Hassam, was crowned. So let's get it going. So we got episode 5 kicks off with all the house guests have gone missing from the last eviction. And now we find them here in the nether region suburbs. It's supposed to be scary, but to me, it looks like outside where I grew up. And it looks like what we have here is we have several different hiding spots with is a game very similar to musical chairs, 4 corners, and the Among Us hide and seek game, where there's multiple locations that you can run to. And based off the clue provided, only some of them are going to be safe, and there's only limited spots at each location. So I actually really like this competition. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, reminded me of childhood games like 4 corners, where you got to pick the right spot, and hopefully the person that's in this case the nether gorgon doesn't go and kill you. And I enjoyed it a lot. It looks like a lot of fun to play. And we quickly get, I think, 2 eliminations. We got rid of 3 people first, and then got rid of another 3. And then before you know it, we're down to a head-to-head competition between Hassam and Jared. And so with Hassam and Jared and just anyone playing this game, I was really wondering what the strategy was here. Are they going to try to win this HOH? Or maybe the best thing to do would be to throw it, because even if you get second place, you end up going to the nether regions, which we find out later in the episode, but you don't really know what's going on. So it seems a little risky to maybe, go for the win and end up in second place and go there. But in this case, it seemed like Hassam and Jared both wanted to win this competition. So Jared, he actually thought he won because he had remembered one of the clues that said number 4 scratch into the car, and he thinks that he's got this thing in the bag because he saw the other clue that said that starts with. However, what he failed to realize was that the third clue, buddy, you gotta follow the rules. Siri probably told you to listen better than that. You gotta don't choose. So what happens is Jared ends up at door 486, which is incorrect, and Hassam wins by default at door 294, and he ends up being our next HOH, which is for Jared probably not a big deal, but for the rest of the house on Jared's side, they might be screwed. So also at the end of this episode 5, we see Jared. He comes back from the nether region. He wasn't gone that long. And now he has a special power to the extent where he has to choose someone to be safe from eviction this week by sending them to the nether region. And Riley, she knows she's on the chopping block. We get a flashback to her and Hassam's conversation where they basically said they weren't on the same side and would be targeting each other. So Riley really playing some sloppy game there. She had a similar situation happen with another house guest last week, and so she's definitely in hot water. She's trying to convince Jared to save her, which Jared, he's trying to play the Suri side, and I don't know. I guess I can see where he's coming from here, where he decided not to put Riley or give Riley the safety because Hassam told him that was a target. And I could definitely see if he had saved Riley that he ends up on the block himself. So while I think it would have been great if he could have kind of, paid her back for the favor she gave him last week, I don't know. I mean, this decision goes either way. I really hope Jared actually plays in the veto or has a chance to maybe save Riley with the veto so he can kind of pay her back, get her back on his side, have her still be a target, and he wouldn't be an option for Hassam to backdoor at that point. So yeah, Jared, he ends up deciding that he's just going to play it safe and send someone from that side of the house. But Jag is buddy with Hassam. I mean, they have matching turbans now, I guess. Hassam's probably borrowing one. And they send Jag over to the nether regions. And then we get nominations. So Hassam, he goes through with his word. He puts Riley up on the block. He puts Cameron up on the block. Matt was his third option, so it could be a potential backdoor option there. But I definitely think it looks like either Riley or Cameron are going home, depending on, either way, whoever gets the veto or whoever comes down, one of those two is probably going to go home. So we'll see how that plays out in the coming week. But now, what I want to do? I want to circle back to week one in review and kind of some of the things that played up to this event. So for me, going back to basically this eviction episode, we had Luke get outed because he dropped some inappropriate words, and I guess it was already warned. Obviously, you don't want to say that stuff, but it was warned to him beforehand as well. I guess in their contract that if you say something like this, we will get rid of you. So whatever, his game sucked anyway. So I mean, Luke, whatever, get rid of him. He's gone. Bye, deuces, dude. But I thought it was interesting that they actually had the eviction still. So we actually did have an eviction. It was either Felicia or Kristen. Yeah, so they decided to evict Kirsten with a unanimous vote, which to me made zero sense. Like Riley's side knew that she could be a potential number, and they knew there was two sides, right? So Felicia is clearly on the old people side, the geriatric unit alliance, and the professors or the bye-bye bitches, they're on that crew. So it's like Riley knew this. Her crew knew there was an opposing alliance. So why did they not get rid of an alliance member? It makes no sense to me. The numbers were 17 minus Luke, so that's 16, minus two people on the block, that's 14, minus the HOH, that's 13. So now the sides are Jared's the swing vote that's clearly not with them. So it's 7 versus what? I'll write this shit down. Hold on. 6 versus 6 plus Jared would be shit. They didn't have the numbers. And so with Luke gone, the numbers are actually I originally did the math wrong, I think, on the premiere night, but it's 6 versus 6, the two sides, plus Jared being a swing vote, plus you have two people on the block, and Riley is the HOH, the deciding vote. So I originally thought that Riley's side had the numbers or she would break a tie, but I don't think there's actually a tie. I think if anything, Jared would have to show his allegiance, or they'd think somebody flipped, because if Jared didn't vote with Riley's side, it would be a 6 versus 7, and Kirsten still would go home, which I originally thought that they could save Kirsten, bring her into their side, and had the numbers. But I think with Luke leaving, that actually screwed them, and they no longer had the numbers. So I still think they shouldn't have done a unanimous vote to get rid of Kirsten, especially if there are two different sides, fighting a war against each other. But especially now, I mean, in hindsight, 2020, Riley and her crew are pretty much screwed at the moment, especially her and whatever his face is, space cowboy guy, Cameron. So we'll see how it plays out. But so now digging deeper, looking into my notes on week one, it looks like we had a few alliances form, some onion type alliances. I know we had Jag and Riley. I heard Blue was a third person with them. They formed a final three, and then they started bringing in the rest of those people from the Scary Room, the Handful Alliance. And then you got Felicia. She's a 9mm sharpshooter, going to take them out with the Bye-Bye Bitches. That's a fun alliance that we had created. And as well as the Bye-Bye Bitches brought in the guys to be the professors. So yeah, it's basically a war between the two sides at the moment. I think once people start becoming casualties, we'll see some of the sides flip back and forth. If you're a floater on either side, you'll have a little more leeway to flip flop later on down the road. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, just going over week one, I would say some of the key standout moments to me are just the fact that this is a very diverse group of casts, way more than I even thought, with the age ranges and all that stuff. And I personally, the moment I saw them, I knew that I might be targeted at some point, just being, the normal straight white guy on the show, which, we're not too favored at the moment these days. But I still want to be on the show, and hopefully there's time in the future for me to apply, and I wouldn't get targeted once there. But Corey, a similar guy, I thought he was hilarious. Found out he's actually related to Zach from Survivor 41. who went out early. But Corey, all his confessionals are gold to me. I love listening to him. I'm gonna miss Riley if she ends up leaving. She's a little cutie, but she gets a little crazy in there, going a little stir crazy. And Felicia, I originally, thought she might be boring, but she's bringing some pretty good entertainment to the crew, and it looks like she's tight in there with Sari, and obviously we know Sari got discovered by Izzy on the premiere night, so her and her son Jared kind of have that secret with Izzy, and we'll see how far that goes. Izzy does seem to be a little bit of a loose cannon, so she might get cut at some point, or she might, spread the word, and then other people will know, and we'll see how they play with that information. Also curious, I don't know how long Jared can be a double agent, so we'll see how that plays out. But if I was a betting man, I would say that eventually someone does find out, other than Izzy, that they are related, or the house as a whole finds out. And also, so far, the competitions this season, I think, have been really freaking awesome. I know the Scary Verse thing they did today was athletic based, right? They're running around. It's like a puzzle, but it's also athleticism. And then the Riley HOH, the balance beam thing she won, I love those. I've done those in the past, and I always love having something like that as an HOH. Even though I think everyone pretty much quit and gave it to her in a sense, because she just power walked through the longest part of the beam and still won in 12 seconds. And then also obviously the premiere, we had the I love that competition that Corey lost, the one where the hands were pulling them. I love stuff like that. So hopefully we get more competitions of that nature, as well as the wedgie competition, the one where they had to stack all the objects and would just get yanked. That was a fun one for me. So definitely rooting for more vetoes and more HOHs similar to that. And hopefully we have one that favors Riley upcoming this week, and she can pull herself off the block. So we'd love to see that. I think I pretty much covered everything I really needed to for the week one up to this point. So please make sure to smash the like button. Definitely put some comments down below. I'd love to, I'll check up on those every day and reply back to comments and stuff like that. And go follow us on TikTok, and make sure to go check out some of our other shows we're covering. I know The Ultimate Fighter, the season finale, is on Tuesday, so I will be watching and recording that one. I have been slacking a little in my coverage with a busy life, but the finale, I'm definitely going to go big on that one. And also we have The Challenge coming out. I'll be also spearheading that one, one of my other favorite shows. And we're covering things like Claim to Fame finales coming up, Bachelor finales coming up, and we're doing a lot of Love Island coverage, 90 Day Fiance, Jersey Shore, and just you probably know. So from Brett here with the Reality Guys, thank you, and see you next time.